Welcome back to Te Coffee Eat Chisme. This is episode 6, our January recap episode. So, guys, life got us behind again, but we are back. I know we are a couple weeks late on this podcast. Um, I feel like we are like on the 74th day of January already. It's taking forever. I would have expected to be in February by now, but I don't know why. Some reason every year January just becomes like the longest month ever. Um, but before we start, I'm your co-host May J, and this is your co-host.
Pancho.
And right now we are here. We're drinking. Well, I'm drinking a yerba buena té. What about you, Pancho?
I'm drinking a brown sugar milk tea.
And well, right now, we're just trying to figure out, what we actually did in these. What day are we at?
The 26th. Yeah, January 26th, Sunday.
What we've done in 26 days of January, because I don't know, to me it just feels like for some reason we went so far into January, and at the same time I'm like, how are we this far into January?
Yeah, honestly, from the first podcast we did this year, which was January 1st, we thought we'd have time to make at least one or two more episodes, but it's just life's been just throwing every curveball at us, and it just feels like this month is slower and slower every time.
Yeah, pero bueno, how's everyone doing from the TikTok trauma? Que no lo iban a quitar, que era broma, y que si no lo quitan. I was like, no freaking way. Because, like, I use TikTok for everything. I use TikTok for recipes. I use TikTok for, like, DIYs. I use TikTok for, like, why is my cat acting this way? Or, like, just anything, Like, it's like my source of news too, but whatever. I just thought it was really funny because no lo quitan, and I'm over there trying to look for like alternative apps for my friends since like some of us don't use Snapchat, some of us don't use like Instagram on a daily basis, so like TikTok was like our main format. So all I remember was like I was trying to look for a different app, and one of my friends, she was like, no, guys, I think I'm gonna take a while. I was on TikTok too much. I think I'm just gonna take a break from being on my phone. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And, it was only a 15-hour ban. And my friend was the first person to come back on the group chat and be like, oh my god, TikTok, it's back. Oh my god, finally. And it was just the funniest thing ever because I was like, were you trying to take a break on your phone? But ¿tú qué hiciste en esas 15 horas, Pancho?
Honestly, yo nomás trabajé, bro. I had a 12-hour shift literally the day after it got banned. And it actually got banned during my shift. And one of my shift leads, who's like a major TikTok addict, was just screaming her lungs out. She was like, no, my vicio, it's gone. Like, what am I going to do now and stuff? And yeah, that kind of ruined the whole mood for everyone that day just for it to be back like not even a day later, and she was as happy as it could be. But for me it took about like 4 to 5 days, honestly, because I'm not sure what happened to me, but everyone that I knew was already getting TikTok back. My girlfriend also got it before me, and then I got it. And honestly, I was just concerned with my profile, since my profile had just been popping off and stuff. But besides that, um, honestly, it wasn't really a problem with me. Time flew because of my work. But yeah, honestly, what did you do?
Well, I remember I was home and all my friends were sending me TikToks. They're like, mándame todos tus TikToks, like los últimos que tengas. And I remember somebody was like, you should start saving all your TikToks too. And I was like, okay. So I started saving. First I saved them all, like the ones I have on my profile. And then I went to my saved TikToks and started saving like recipes. And I was like, okay, I'll make these, sometime. So like the good thing is like I have like 256 gigabytes of space on my phone. So
Oh
like
my
I
god.
had the space on my phone, so I'm just downloading, right? And then I'm telling my dad, I'm like, dang, I was like, I really want to go shower right now. I'm like, so I don't know if I should go shower and then like keep scrolling on TikTok, but I'm scared they're going to take it away. And he's like, didn't they say they're not going to take it away till midnight? And I said, yeah, you're right. And then he's like, just go shower, and then, you can go to bed and scroll all night. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. I go shower, and then my music pauses when I'm showering. And I'm like, who the hell is calling me? Like, no me dejan bañarme a gusto. I'm that kind of person que, like, I want uninterrupted showers. So then, like, I ignore the first call, and then I get more, right? And then text messages, my phone's just pinging away. And I, like, reach out for my phone, and like, all my friends are texting me, like, TikTok's gone. TikTok, and I'm like, no, this is what I literally was fearing. Like, yo bañándome y que TikTok ya no estuviera. Y dicho y hecho, they took TikTok away, and then all night I was like, oh my god. I felt like, I don't know why, but, like, I felt like one of those drug addicts, like, when they're withdrawing. I was like, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok.
Like itching all over.
Yeah, and I literally was like, oh my god, what am I supposed to watch? And I went on Instagram, and, like, I went on Facebook, and it was just not the same. And then I just ended up going to bed early. I think I was in bed, like, by 10, and, like, I actually slept. And then the next morning, I had to go work at my mom's store. I worked all day. All the customers came in, and, a lot of the customers are my age. So, like, there's this girl there named Daniela, and she was like, oh my god, what are you doing? And then I was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? She's like, what are you doing with the TikTok ban? And then I was like, what do you want me to do? And then she's like, do you have another app yet? She's like, I know you're investigating. And I was like, I'll let you know, if I do. But, I mean, TikTok came back literally that day in the afternoon, and everybody was totally fine. But I think it's just funny, the people that actually deleted the app. So, I had a cousin that actually deleted the app, and he was like, hey, when do you think I'm going to be able to, to download the app again? And I was like, I don't know, bro. I was like, I just know, you're not, if you don't have the app, you're basically TikTokless. You're going to have to go online, like, on the website, and maybe be able to get it. Maybe just be able to scroll through the website. But you can't do that on a phone. You can do it on a laptop, but you can't do it on a phone from what he tried. So, I mean, he was screwed. And it just makes me laugh that, like, I saw a post saying that there was a phone for sale for, like, $58,000 on eBay because it had TikTok downloaded.
What the hell?
Yeah. And people still to this day cannot download TikTok because it's not on the App Store.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we're living right now. But I definitely do think que TikTok se vendió y ahora es parte del gobierno, and now we're all being censored here in the U.S. because I saw a post where somebody from, like, Australia said, if you in the U.S. are trying to search up where, like, President Trump says that he rigged the election, it won't come up. Or, like, if you try looking for, like, Gaza and, like, the Palestine stuff, it won't come up. Or if you try looking for the forest fires, it won't come up. Pero in Australia, they're looking it up and it comes up. Like, everything comes up. So you can definitely tell that the government is, censoring us. I ended up texting my cousin Andy, and I was like, hey, can you search up this on your TikTok? And she sent me a screenshot. She said, a mí sí me sale. And I said, damn, then we are being censored. Mm-hmm. So that 15-hour ban, we were being censored. So, like, everything in that 15-hour ban wasn't actually a ban. Ya estaba en plan para hacer todo el modo del gobierno.
Yeah, it was their way of having, like, a quote-unquote maintenance and then fixing the app to their liking, honestly.
Yeah, and then not only that, pero the words that they would say every time, when the app was shut down or banned, they're like, we're working with President Trump. Trump wasn't even president. Yeah, and they were already giving him so much credit. Yeah, and I was like, this is wild. Mm-hmm. But whatever. It is what it is, I guess.
Even then, if TikTok was still being owned by China, why did China call him President Trump if they have nothing to do with the United States?
TikTok is banned in China.
Exactly.
It's not even a Chinese app. It's Singaporean. Literally, the whole senator, I'm Singaporean.
Yeah.
But
that was, honestly, I watched the entirety of the recording for that entire press and all that.
Yeah.
Nah, that was just not it. How are these people in office? Not saying that I have like the intellectual capacity to be in office like that, but there's some people in the office that you see recordings like that whole Singaporean, how they thought that Singapore was just part of China, or that just because he was Asian, he was Chinese. Like, that's the dumbest, most brainless thing ever.
That's how like they think that all immigrants are Mexicans.
Uh-huh.
And it's so like it's frustrating because like there could be an immigrant that has blue eyes, pelo güero y todo, y they skip him to go straight to, you know,
The dark
un
skin.
paisa,
Yeah.
and inmediatamente they're like, ah, porque tienes el nopal en la frente, has de ser ilegal, you know? And it's really frustrating that, you know, we're being basically racially profiled like that. But yeah, pero bueno, cambiando de tema un poco,
Luego
Pancho,
volvemos.
luego volvemos. Pero Pancho, what has your January been like so far?
Ay, no mames, güey. ¿Sabes qué gané en la rosca? Gané el bebé. Tengo que hacer tamales next month. Yeah, we got a rosca at work for fun, and we were all just wanted a bread. Honestly, we got coffee and we just wanted the bread, but 5 out of the 6, I don't know. I think they were missing one of the babies, or else someone just took it home and
someone ate one.
Yeah, exactly. But we only found 5 babies, and I was one of them. So we ended up making like this little get together at work. We all brought like different things, chips, drinks, pastries, and then we just enjoyed it like while closing the store. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to make actual tamales. I don't know how to do that shit. Besides that, there's actually a bunch of work stories. Our bathrooms got locks recently with codes on them because turns out a bunch of teenagers had come into our bathrooms and stolen our garbage basket, our toilet paper, and our soap dispenser. So now we got codes in our bathrooms. So that was fun. And I almost witnessed someone get arrested a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me.
So, long story short, or actually it's a very long story, but I'm gonna make it as short as possible. Um, this lady who was my coworker was in the drive-through and she was taking orders and everything was going smoothly. This lady was giving her order and everything, and as soon as she got to the window, she's like, "Oh, I forgot to add two sodas, to five drinks." Thing is, for us, is our policy for our stores that we can't add anything at the register window. Reason for that is two things. One, it messes with the system because everything's already put in by the person who's taking the orders. Since it's two different aparatos, uh, it slows down whoever is making the order and whoever is ringing up the order. So we can't do that because of that. Another thing is because we're tested. We have drive-through time. So it just slows everything down. All the cars pile up and stuff, even if it's something small because, you know, the person at the register isn't supposed to be ringing anything up and all that. Anyways, uh, my coworker had told the lady, "Was like, oh, I'm so sorry, due to our policy, if you'd like to get another thing, you can go around. Or after paying, when we give you your food, you could go inside since the door is right next to the drive-through and all that." So the lady was like all calm. She was like, "Okay, that's fine." So she goes around. There's two cars in front of her. Actually, there's three cars because our policy also is if there's three cars in the drive-thru already and someone else comes in, aka the fourth one, we're supposed to tell them, "Hey, if you could give us a minute, we'll be right with you so we can get all the orders through." So my coworker answers the ding at the headset. She goes, "Oh, I'll be right with you in just a moment," and the lady just completely breaks loose. Like she's like having a mental breakdown or something. She screams, "Well, I just came around for two fucking drinks, so if I could get my fucking drinks and my food, have that already fucking ready, and tell that lady to not waste my fucking time." Exactly what she said. Anyways, my coworker was like about to say something, and I was already in shock. So I literally turned and looked at my coworker. I'm like, "Hey, don't say anything. Just don't answer that." I call in my shift lead. My shift lead comes in. I was like, hey, there's this lady cursing out our coworker in the drive-thru, and right after I said that, she starts screaming some more, and I'm like, okay, I need to call my manager as well. I call my manager. Manager comes, and I tell her again, like, hey, there's this person cursing in the drive-thru. They're cursing our employees out. We get the 3 cars that are in front of her out of the way. Um, and this is where I'm saying that something might be wrong with this lady because she goes through the window, calm as it can be, as if nothing ever happened. She goes into the window, pays her food and stuff, and my manager goes up to the window. She says, "Hey, were you just cursing my employees?" And she goes, "Fuck no, I wasn't cursing your employees." And then my shift lead goes, "You did. I have a headset and I was hearing everything you were saying." And she starts having a breakdown. She starts screaming and all that. At this point, I completely blank out because I'm helping a customer in the front of the store, and they're dealing with that mess. Point is, this lady was just like, fuck you guys, blah, blah, blah. I don't want my food anymore. Even though she already paid, like, you might as well take the L, grab your food, and leave. But yeah, she was holding up the line. She was cursing everyone out. She wouldn't leave until we started calling the cops. I doubt the cops ever showed up, but they definitely did take the call and said that they were going to come take the video footage and everything. But again, I don't think they ever did. But yeah, my manager and my shift lead were calm about it and all that. And the lady ended up leaving. And of course, I'm not saying that it's every single person, but it's most people I've met. It was a white lady in a Tesla, like entitled as hell, and she was saying that the only reason she was screaming about her food and stuff was because her kid was in the back with a nosebleed. I'm like, okay, first of all, why are you screaming about 2 drinks while your kid is in the back seat, like, bleeding out? That makes no sense. Bro, go to the hospital. And again, my manager was super calm about it. She's like, the only reason I called the cops was because when she said that, I was concerned for the kid. Which, honestly, I get it. Because that's just, at that point, that's just child abuse. But, yeah, besides that, um, there hasn't really been much about like work and stuff. How about you?
Um, so my January started a little bit rough. I got very, very sick like the last 2 days of the year. And obviously it just went in. Well, actually, it was like the last day of the year is when I started getting really sick. And then, of course, the first day of the year, I was just super sick. Like, I remember it was like literally midnight on January 1st. And so, like, a little tradition that my parents do since we don't go anywhere is that todos nos damos el abrazo and we stand in a circle and we all say what we want for, the year for like 2025. So everybody went around and everybody was like, queremos salud, queremos trabajo, queremos que todos estén bien, que, the next 4 years with Donald Trump, um, they're manageable, that they're okay, que no nos vaya a ir mal, todo, right? And a lot of, all of us said different things. We all have different wishes and desires. Um, Dude, when it was like a little bit past my turn, I felt so bad. I got so dizzy. Like, I had to sit down. Like, I don't know what. I don't even know exactly what I had, but from what everybody's telling me, it's that neurovirus or whatever. Um, and what's funny is, like, I was the only one to get sick. And Pancho had symptoms for like one day, but it was like a week before I even got sick. But yeah, I ended up being down for like a whole week. I missed work for like 4 days. And I still wasn't 100% when I went. And they still made me go. And I swear I got someone sick. Y luego, I swear I got someone sick at work, but they just were like, it wasn't your fault. It was my turn. And I was like, oh my God. But we were so busy. We've been so busy at work ever since the year started. We ended up getting bought out by a new company. And that has generated so much work for us. And I have been so busy, like, I kid you not, I have no time to do anything during work other than take my lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And even then, there's been
and
times
even then, yeah, even then there's been times where, like, I'm eating at my desk and I'm rushing, or, like, my food gets cold or whatever. Um, so Friday was finally the day that I was able to leave the office for a bit, drive around, get a bite, and just like chill in the car watching TikToks for like 10 minutes before I went in, and that too, my manager was not there, so like it was nice not having someone breathing down your neck because micromanagement. But no, a mí también me tocó el monito, by the way. It was kind of funny. So we bought two roscas. We bought a medium one and we bought a tiny individual one. Um, the tiny one la cortamos en cuatro rebanadas and we did it. Well, it was originally just my mom. She just wanted to try it with Nutella in the middle. And era la mejor rosca de mi vida. I cannot lie though. It was so good. But anyway, my mom's like, agárrate una rebanada and I'm gonna grab another one. And then the first rebanada I grabbed, because supposedly there's only one monito in that small one. The first rebanada I grabbed had the monito in it.
Damn.
Yeah, and my mom was like, well, we already did the rosca, like the medium rosca. We had already done it at my mom's job, and at my mom's store. So with all the clients and stuff. So a mí no me tocó el monito with the clients, pero me tocó aquí en la casa. And my mom's like, you can just help me make the tamales. So I guess I'm still helping making tamales, but whatever.
Didn't
It's
we
fine
make
with
tamales for Christmas and then we never ate them?
Yeah, so my mom made us make tamales because mom was going to make them for la fiesta que les hace a sus clientes. Pero I think we rushed the first batch of tamales when we were like cocinándolos. So there's like 200 tamales in our chest freezer. They're just frozen. They're not even cooked. They're just frozen masa, like ready to be put in a vaporera. And my mom's like, we'll just make them for ourselves. Quedaron bien buenos. Like, not gonna lie, for the second time ever in my mom's life making tamales, quedaron super buenos. Pero my mom wasn't, like, she was scared of what people were going to think. So she's like, no voy a hacer los tamales for Navidad. So we ended up changing, after making 300 tamales, we ended up changing the entire menu for the party last minute. And yeah, now we just have all these tamales in our chest freezer for whenever we want tamales.
Why don't you guys use that for like the monito thing?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she might do it now that she knows that they're actually really good. Because like I said, we made some. Pero I don't know if she'll actually do it or not. Pero yeah, yo pensé que iba a empezar mi año bien chingón. O sea, I don't know if you guys remember in the last episode, we were talking about vision boards and, bingo cards and all that stuff. Well, at my mom's store, we ended up having a vision board party and everything. We had a lot of people show up, and everybody hizo su vision board, su bingo card. We all shared, some of our goals together. Era un momento muy bonito. Yo di la clase, and it was really, really nice being able to, like, get up and talk to people and, have that project, ver cómo todos se ilusionaron al principio del año and everything. And then my mom went to Mexico. So every year in January, my mom goes to Mexico. And normally I have to pause my life for like a month. This time she told me it was only going to be a week and a half. But then life happened and, she had to extend her ticket. So it ended up being a month. So she won't be here till like a couple days into February. So instead of me, being able to like, hit the gym and get everything that I've been wanting to do ready and out of the way, I haven't had time. I'm never home, which I think it's affecting my cats. Sadly, but I'm never home. I'm literally working like, the entirety of the day. I this entire time I've been starting work at like 6 a.m. 7 a.m. So I'm like, my shift changes so often. I've been going to work super early. I go out of work super late. I've been trying to like put in dentist appointments and orthodontist appointments in between. So like I'm trying to juggle all my time. And then I go to my mom's, I open, I'm there the entire time, we have clients. And I'm just trying to do everything to keep her business going while she's away, una tía de nosotros, which I believe on our first or second, or I think it's our second or third episode, we added her in as mi tía Rosita when we were doing our scary story podcast. Unfortunately, she ended up getting a stroke, and um, she was in the hospital for a couple days, and right now she's recovering. It wasn't a bad stroke, but it was still a stroke. She still has minor brain damage. Um, she's going to have to go to therapy and all that stuff. So my mom just was like, no, I need to stay. And then another reason why my mom decided to stay was that she ended up having all her wisdom teeth taken out a day before her flight was supposed to be. And everybody was like, dude, are you going to be okay? Like, I'm pretty sure with the pressure of the airplane and you with open gums is not a good idea. So we kind of all like convinced her to change her ticket, and she changed her ticket, and we thought it was going to be only for a couple days, like unos 3 días, but then she was like, no, it was too expensive. I just chose the cheapest option. Plus, allí de donde somos, de Moroleón, Guanajuato, el 31 de enero, they do this thing called El Pase del Señor. So, El Pase del Señor is when they take down El Señor Esquipulitas, which is the santito there from the santuario del templo de San Juan del Señor Esquipulitas. And they take him down and they walk him all around Moroleón. And everyone is behind him with candles, like candlelit candles. And it's such a beautiful experience. I went to it years ago. I was too young to like know what was happening and what was going on. Pero de todos modos fue un momento like so nostalgic for me. And every time I see it in pictures, I'm like, oh man, I want to go again for this time. Pero, I just don't have the time to leave for a month and, not worry about my cats and not worry about my job and stuff like that. I mean, I could care less for my job. If I have the time, I have the time, which I do. Pero mis gatitos, lo hago por mis gatitos. No me puedo ir tanto tiempo. The most I've left my gatitos have been for 2 weeks y se ponen bien deprimidas y pues no lo quiero hacer. So maybe 1 year, a ver qué pasa. Or maybe nos vamos ya a vivir para México y lo hacemos every year y me llevo a mis gatitas. Pero no, yeah. Pero hablando de México, wow. Our year has also started very, very rough as soon as, Trump took office too.
Very concerning for these next 4 years. Considering it's the first 25 days of the month.
Yeah.
Of the year, I mean.
There was this post that I saw on Instagram from the White House itself. And the post said, President Donald Trump has done more than any other president in the last 100 hours than any other president. And I literally was like, are you serious right now? Like, you have caused so much trauma, so much damage, so much everything in the last 100 hours. And it's not even beneficial for any of us. Like, at the end of the day, no está haciendo lo que él prometió que iba a hacer, de que iba a bajar las tarifas de la comida, que iba a bajar las tarifas de todo eso. He has not signed one single bill that is going to help us en ese caso. You get me? Like, if anything, nos ha perjudicado más que si nos estuviera ayudando. And es lo que yo no entiendo, how a lot of people, like, praise this man. Pero bueno, I saw this post, and I'm going to read it. Basically, I'm going to summarize what the post said. Pero está hablando de la presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum. Básicamente, it says, Claudia Sheinbaum, presidenta mexicana Claudia Sheinbaum is not tolerating any more racist attacks towards Mexicans. In fact, she is going eye for an eye, ojo por ojo, and will consider deporting U.S. citizens from Mexico. In case some of you were not aware, over 1 million U.S. citizens live in Mexico currently illegally and enjoy the cost of lower living, affordable health care without contributing to the economy, meaning that they do not pay taxes. Fíjense, aquí, les voy a interrumpir aquí. Fíjense, la mayoría de los inmigrantes que están aquí en Estados Unidos pagan taxas. Nadie es libre de taxas aquí. Now imagine how many years these US citizens that are living in Mexico no han pagado taxas y están viviendo su vida. Y hay bien harta gente que vive en México, que tiene remote jobs from the US and están viviendo en México como si nada. And no están pagando nada, no están contributing to, the Mexican society other than buying, their daily groceries, pero porque les pagan en americano, Anyway, back to what I was saying. They're enjoying the lower cost of living, affordable healthcare without contributing to the economy, meaning no taxes. In all honesty, for decades, we have endured systematic discrimination, and she is the only president challenging Trump. And pues sí, un aplauso para la señora presidenta, because fíjate, and I have nothing against AMLO, which is the last president that was there. I loved AMLO. Literally, he was one of my favorite, he is my favorite president. Hombre presidente de México, porque por él empezó todo lo bueno que está pasando en México ahorita. And Claudia is just going to continue it, Claudia is just going to make it better. And Presidente AMLO, I feel like he was a little bit talk and not like, no action. So, él hablaba y decía que supuestamente él no le iba a hacer esas cosas, que él iba a ponerle en la torre a Trump y todo eso, pero nunca lo hizo. Y presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum es al revés. Ella lo está diciendo and she's putting it into action. If some of you guys have seen, Trump wanted to deport 2 avionetas full of inmigrantes de Guatemala. And Claudia Sheinbaum said, no, you are not passing through Mexican territory. And if you have to stop here in Mexican territory, like, va a haber consecuencias, basically, So Claudia was the first president mexicana en decirle a Trump que no. Entonces, I don't know where that's going to put us, pero, like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Right now, todos estamos viviendo en fear. Yo soy nacida en Estados Unidos, pero tengo mucha familia y muchos amigos, especially amigos, gente conocida que no son nacidos aquí. Y ellos, literally, you guys should see right now, in our town, in our city, where we live at, está vacío. No hay carros en la calle como había antes. Like, I got a call last week. No, not even last. Well, this week acaba de pasar. I was still at work, and I get a call from one of my mom's friends, and she's like, "Hey, do you know who wants 2 cats?" And I said, no, but I can look around. Like, did you find them outside, or what did you do? And she said, no. She's like, let me tell you the story. And I said, okay. And then she tells me the story, and she's like, we rent our basement out to, to someone. I don't know if a couple or just like this lady. She's like, we rented the basement out to this girl, and she left back to Mexico. And I said, what do you mean she left back to Mexico? And she's like, yeah. And she abandoned her 2 cats. And I said, no way. Like, I mean, pobrecita de ella también se ha de sentir como que, bien mal. And then if you have animals that aren't registered, to travel and stuff like that, they can't cross the border. So she probably didn't want any questions asked. And, like, they just went straight to the border and crossed Mexico, Pero, yeah, she ended up leaving. She left her 2 cats. And she basically texted, my friend texted the girl and was like, hey, you left your 2 cats and you didn't let us know that you weren't coming back. Well, it had been a week since the girl left. So the cats were in the basement, or, like, in the room where she was renting for 2 weeks. Pero, I mean, from what I heard is that they had water. They had running water. They had a fountain. They had, what's it called? They had a huge, like, I guess the lady left, like, a huge cazuela or, like, a huge, like, thing of dry food. So they had food. The litter box was like completely packed though. Like they obviously did their business.
Yeah.
And yeah, pobre gatitos, they're probably super confused on why their mom didn't come back and everything. And it's such a sad story. So right now we're looking for homes for them. If we can't find a home in the next 2 days, we're gonna have to give them up
Adoption center.
to adoption center. I know someone that works at the adoption center, so they're gonna help us out and get them fixed and get them into good homes and everything. They're going to be paired up because they're brother, they're sisters. They're from the same litter. They're only 3 years old, and it just saddens me that hasta el final del día, even pets are going through it. Al final del día, so many pets are gonna have to be rehomed and everything if everybody decides just to leave to Mexico or like go back to their place of origin. Yeah.
And it's just no, I definitely agree with the whole like everyone's at home now and no one goes out because it feels more deserted now than ever. Like even during COVID, you'd see some people like go out. Oh, I need to get my groceries. Oh, I'm door dashing because it's my only source of income right now. But even then, right now, there's people who are just not even going out to get fresh air anymore because they're too scared of what's gonna happen to them. Even I mean, I was born and raised here. I'm a U.S. citizen and all that. But simply because the fact that my origins come from Mexico and I'm not like American Caucasian, I still am bringing like more than just my license and my ID. I have my whole birth certificate in my car, just to avoid the risk of like being accused of like being an immigrant undocumented. Because at this point, it's better safe than sorry, and that's pretty sad considering that the United States is supposed to be the whole land of the free and everything. Yet we're being treated as if we're criminals. I mean, what happened with the people that were going to plane? The images that surfaced, the fact that they were handcuffed 3 times from their legs, their hips, and their arms. And half of these people have never done a crime or even have stolen much less than a candy bar or anything. And yet they're being treated as if they're like psychopathic killers or rapists and stuff. And it's horrible to see.
No, but not only that, it literally like frustrates me so much because literally Trump is like, Mexico only sends us criminals. They are not sending us their best. And he proceeds to let, what is it, 1,500 criminals that attacked on January 6th at the Capitol. He freed them. Those are real criminals. And he just let them loose.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I literally saw, ya no me acuerdo cómo se llama. Creo que se llama Paola Ramos. Viene siendo la hija de Jorge Ramos, the guy that has literally been at Univision for years, and he just, they didn't do his contract again, and he doesn't work for Univision anymore, starting, the beginning of this year. But his daughter is now a news reporter as well, and she was in Miami last night, and they had a viewing party to watch when the criminals were being released.
Damn.
Yeah, they had this whole party. They had the national anthem, and tell me why the national anthem had no music in the background. It was just the words, and it straight up sounded like Germany's anthem when like they had the whole Nazi stuff going on.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, and not only that, like, when the inauguration happened and all that stuff, and they had all those, like, things, and they were saying, like, oh, thank you so much, and Elon Musk with his hand. And,
oh, yeah,
that is crazy. Like, so someone in the comments on a TikTok was like, I don't like the ending of this movie, because, like, like, we go back to, like, all the Auschwitz, movies and
the boy striped pajamas.
The boy with the striped pajamas, like all of this. Estamos regresando a un mundo así. I actually had a friend on Instagram. She shared this picture. Let me try to see if I can still find it. But she shared this picture of Anne Frank. It says, terrible things are happening outside. Poor, helpless people are being dragged out of their homes. Families are torn apart. Men, women, and children are separated. Children come home from school to find that their parents have disappeared. And this is from A Diary of Anne Frank, January 13th, 1943. So,
Sounds similar.
fíjense, estamos viviendo lo mismo que esta niña estaba viviendo. A ver, estamos en el 2025 y eso pasó en 1943. We're living the exact same thing or similar things from 82 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that it's being racially profiled to all immigrants. You get me? And it's not like, no es como que están yendo after, you know, the Ukrainian immigrants que vinieron hace unos meses, o que estén yendo con, you know, polacos o Germans or anything que no tienen aquí, you know, años and stuff like that, pero porque tienen ojos azules y tienen pelo güero, ya eso es como su get out of jail free card. Y si tienes el nopal en la frente, si eres un poco moreno, ya con eso te agarran, ya con eso te dicen, oye tú, you know. Pero
it's just not the Mexicans either. It's like Mexicans, Venezuelans, Colombians, everyone like with any type of Hispanic, Latin heritage. It's just
so like here in Chicago, this week it got rough. So like I have friends all over the Chicagoland area, right? So I have a friend that works in Chicago public schools, and they were telling me, they're like, dude, you know, ICE tried getting into an elementary school, you know, a couple minutes away from where I work, and I was like, that's crazy. And they're like, yeah, that is crazy. I have another friend that lives in Waukegan, and they're like, dude, ICE is like crazy up here right now. I have another friend that lives in like the Elgin area. Same thing. In Aurora, same thing. And then here in Joliet, you know, lo mismo. I was at the dentist, and the lady that was cleaning my teeth the other day, she's like, "Eres mexicana, verdad?" And I said, "Yeah." Y dijo, "How's the migra been around here?" And I said, "Pues ahí están, you know." Like I saw two big trucks. I want to say they were Tahoes, but I saw two big trucks when I was coming down the bridge. They were going up the bridge. And I was like, it was crazy because like they're cutting people off while they're driving, and they put, you know, no tienen their like sirens on the outside, you know, their lights and sirens on the outside of the cars. They're like hidden in the grills and in the like windshield wipers, and like they turn them on to like cut people off in line and stuff like that. Like, ¿tú crees que la gente no va a estar asustado? Que they're driving, and then I don't know where these two big trucks vienen a toda velocidad con sus luces prendidas, and then they just turn their lights off. So
almost like ramming them and shit.
Yeah, like it's scary, you know. Like people no quieren estar en la calle. So like I went to a grocery store. What was it? Friday night. Dude, that grocery store, and I'm pretty sure that if I say the name of the grocery store, bien harta gente lo va a reconocer porque es una marca aquí en Chicago grande. Se llama El Güero. Entonces, I went to El Güero, and normally El Güero está lleno. O sea, siempre me toca bien en like la tercera, cuarta fila para estacionarme, and at least like 5 cars down the the aisle. And I always have to walk a long way. Well, it was freezing that day, and I get there, and there's only 4 cars in the parking lot. I was like, you're kidding me right now. So I go in, and I counted how many workers there were from the moment I got into the store, and I went around. I only counted like 7 workers, dude.
There's usually like a good dozen, right?
There's always a ton of people. Nomás había un hombre trabajando en la verdura. No tenían nadie en la panadería. They even had the lights off at the panadería. They had no one in the deli section where you get like crema, queso, and jamón. They had no one there. They only had one carnicero. And the carnicero, when I went by the jamón, he's like, me avisa si quiere algo, yo le voy a ayudar. And I said, no, I was just walking around. He dijo, okay. And then there was 2 cajeras, and one of the cajeras was a manager. There was like one person stocking like cheese, and then another person stocking like the chip aisle, and that's it. That's all the people I remember seeing. Maybe puede ser que tuvieran más gente atrás, pero I highly doubt it. Like there literally was no one at the store. And customers, there was only two couples. There was only two couples, and parecía que they were trying to get in and out the store like as fast as possible.
And for the people who don't know what El Güero is, again, how she said it's like a giant supermarket. It's multi cultural, so it's not just like Latin or Mexican and all that. Like there's a bunch of like Hispanic items and groceries and all that. And it's kind of like think about a Walmart and then just basically cut it in half. That's how big the store is. That's how many workers are supposed to be there running that store. And for it to be like a Walgreens type of workers, like quantity wise, like it's horrible.
Yeah.
Because like no one is managing anything. Like all these different sections are closed down because there's and wasn't there like 6 cases already near us where people have already been taken away, like
Yeah.
in both the east and west side from where we're from.
Yeah.
It's just been pretty bad. I even talked to my manager about it yesterday, and
I've only heard of 3 cases so far. Pero
I heard of 3 more from my friend who lives in the opposite side of us. She said that she witnessed 2 cars come into a I don't remember if it was a Walgreens or a Walmart, but she had witnessed 2 cop cars come in and just drag 2 people out, and like they weren't even saying anything. They were just like completely blank face. Basically, like you could see that all the hope had been given up from their faces. They weren't struggling or anything, but they were being just straight up gotten into the store, taken away, and left. Like they didn't even park.
I know on Friday someone got taken from Crystal Lake, Illinois, because I found out from one of our workers there at work. He had just delivered something to Crystal Lake, and he told us. He was like, "Oh, they got someone in Crystal Lake." And then a couple minutes later, or like an hour later, I went on Facebook and I saw someone got picked up at Crystal Lake, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah, it's just like nowhere is safe, bro. And it's para todos los mexicanos, aunque sea algo chiquito como your fucking birth certificate or social security, cárguense algo extra, no nomás el ID, el license. Because at this point, it's better safe than sorry. Like I said, I have my birth certificate in my car. I might be born and raised here, but just because I have rutas mexicanas, I could be also like charged and also like taken away simply because I am Latino. Like, if we all have to be safe around here and know your rights, know your amendments, bro. Read them, memorize them. Nadie puede entrar a tu casa sin un permiso, sin un permit, ni nada de eso.
Sin un warrant.
Exactly. You can't be searched without like your permission or like a legal authority. And even if they are legal authority, they're supposed to have some sort of document proving that they're allowed to legally to check you and shit. Like, no, tienes que estar aware of your laws and stuff. Y no es como para regañarlos, porque at this point, no es de que tenemos que aprender todas las leyes nomás porque queremos, porque es una necesidad at this point.
Tenemos que estar bien informados porque no se sabe. Mm-hmm. Honestamente, no se sabe. And I've been at my mom's, I work in the morning at my job, but then I work at my mom's in the afternoon. And the amount of people that we have gotten that come in and they're like, can you tell us, qué es lo que podemos hacer o qué es lo que tenemos que hacer in the case that ICE comes to our house or to our jobs and stuff like that, And I never in a million years would have thought parejas, or just people in general de edad grande iban a venir y con fear in their eyes me iban a venir a decir, oye, ¿qué es lo que tengo que hacer? ¿Me puedes mejor ayudar? Tú que eres ciudadana, tú que sabes hablar inglés y español, dime mis rights, And it's scary, and at the exact same time, it's so heart-shattering que hay gente que quiere seguir viviendo aquí, you know, aquí está toda su familia, aquí están sus hijos, sus nietos, and they are scared to go back to Mexico because then, you know, they won't be able to see their nietos grow up or anything, you know, and they don't want to go back. Like, I mean, like, they do want to go back to Mexico porque quieren regresar a, you know, su niñez o quieren regresar a todo eso, pero they don't have their parents anymore. Entonces, para ellos es como de, ¿por qué yo quiero regresar a México? And for what, you know, at what cost? Like, para perder a toda mi familia that I worked so hard for, you know, 30, 40 plus years para que todo se echara a perder, para que me echaran así. Y cuando ellos pagan sus taxas, ellos hacen todo eso, they've tried to arreglar papeles, pero es que la situación de cada persona es diferente, donde hay veces que tú no puedes arreglar papeles. Ahora tengo muchos amigos que son DACA and they're scared. They don't know what to do. They're literally like, "Oh my god, I think, you know, I'm just gonna get over it and I'm just gonna go to another country que sí puedo, you know, que sí puedo con todo esto y puedo vivir mi vida." Y le dije yo, pues, ¿sabes qué? You can, you know, like you should, like, no tienes que quedarte aquí en Estados Unidos. En Estados Unidos ya no existe el sueño americano, porque nunca hubo un sueño americano. Hubo sueño mexicano, you get me? El sueño mexicano es que uno viene, trabaja todos estos años aquí en Estados Unidos, hace su familia y todo, le deja algo a su familia to look forward to, ya sea if you're going to leave a 401k, if you're going to leave, you know, a retirement money or whatever saved up, te regresas para México y allá te retiras, o sea, te retiras allá en México, regresas a tener una vida bonita, tienes todos tus vecinos and everything, like, that's the Mexican dream. Dejar todo en buenas manos aquí ya cuando tú terminas de hacer tu futuro here, and then you go back to Mexico and you live such a peaceful life in Mexico, y eso es lo que están haciendo bien hartos ciudadanos americanos que ni son nacidos en México y que no tienen, like, you know, Mexican roots, you get me? Like, son güeros, son nacidos aquí en Estados Unidos, son güeros, no tienen nada de familia mexicana, son americanos que no merecen vivir esa vida que nuestra gente sí merece. You get me? And at the same time, pues estoy muy agradecida con la presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum because I feel like she's handling this so professionally, and at the exact same time, she's handling this with so much respect towards her people. Like, I just don't know another president at the moment that I can, like, tell you that has shown more respect to their people than any other president, and that is standing up to their people para que su gente tenga los derechos que se merecen, and that no other nationality comes before their nationality. Because I feel like us Americans, we aren't the first priority of President Trump. Para él son otras personas. Pero, whatever, I guess that's like una conversación para otro día que tengamos our actual sources. Pero por el momento, that's our opinion. Y pues sí, ojalá pues tengamos otras cosas que hacer. Pero bueno, cambiando tema, Pancho, what are your goals and ideas for February?
Survive.
Aparte de survive, tenemos que seguir nuestras vidas. Tenemos que seguir nuestra vida también. No podemos estar en shutdown and lockdown mode forever.
Yeah.
Tenemos que seguir viviendo, seguir yendo a escuela y todo porque, I mean, nosotros somos US citizens, so al menos estamos for one point, like, you know, at one part, salvados, pero at the same time, like, nosotros de todos modos, si no fuéramos US citizens, no tenemos nada de qué perder. Like, sabemos nuestros derechos y todo eso, and we should still, like, you know, live our best life and everything, and todavía hacer lo que queremos hacer without anyone or anything coming in between our way.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like if we couldn't progress in these last years because of, you know, family, work, or just social life and all that, now that all this is happening, all this tragedy is happening to our people, and even like our neighbor people, such as like the Venezuelans and the Colombians and all that, um, I feel like we should push ourselves forward for our future. Si no podemos vivir aquí, pues nos ahorramos nuestro dinero bueno y nos vamos a otra parte. Like my girlfriend's already talking about like if the laws get worse here in the upcoming years, she's trying to just save money and go to Europe. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll go with you. I'll save my money and shit because at this point, todo lo que está pasando aquí nos va a chingar y todo el dinero que estamos ahorrando va a ir a la puta basura. Hagamos nuestro little trust fund, like, aunque sea efectivo, hide it under your mattress, your couch or some shit. Nomás guárdate tu dinero y pues aguarda para lo que necesitas. Yo lo que necesito es un nuevo carro. After I'm finished paying my taxes, because you know tax season is coming up. After finish paying my taxes this at the end of this month, I'm just gonna be saving money over and over again. Y ojalá ya que pague esas taxes, I go back to the gym again because it's been like almost 3 months since I last have gone to the gym because I've just been refusing to pay for my subscription just because I don't want to have an extra charge in my card and stuff. Y ya creo que ya cuando pague más taxes, going back straight back to the gym. Gonna be working on my health more mental health more, and hopefully by the end of next month, I have me little dinerito saved for my birthday, which is in March. ¿Y tú?
Well, my mom comes back in February, hopefully. And pues igual, I have not gone back to the gym. The last time I went to the gym was literally, well, okay, so this is what happened. The last time I went to the gym was the last week of December. So I went to the gym right after Christmas. And I was like, okay, vamos a darle con todo para este año. You know, my goal for this year was, is to lose 50 more pounds. And I have 2 different dates. And I'm not saying that I'm going to lose 50 pounds by these dates. Pero these 2 dates are very, very important to me. So date number 1 is Sueños Music Festival
for yeah.
May 24th, I believe it
starts.
Didn't
you guys already buy the tickets?
Yeah, we already bought tickets. So all we need is a hotel. But anyway, the lineup comes out February 4th, I believe. And, like, we need to look good, Like, I still need to buy outfits and everything, but I don't want to buy anything if, like, le voy a ir al gimnasio y voy a perder peso. So, like, ya que sé what to do to lose the weight and just maintain, that schedule, I need to be consistent with it, Like, I can't go to the gym one day and stuff like that. I mean, I'll still go and stuff like that, pero the reason why I stopped going was I got sick as a dog, Like, I got super freaking sick, and I stopped going because, like, I was just so weak. Like, me paraba, and I was dizzy as hell. So I stopped going. It took me, like, 2 weeks to recover, and by the time I recovered, my mom had left to Mexico. So, like, she left to Mexico. I was in charge of a business plus my own job, and I had literally 0 time whatsoever. I was sleeping like 6 hours. I'm still sleeping like 6 to 8 hours, barely. And it just gets frustrating not having the time to do something for myself. I just know that as soon as my mom comes, I'm going to start 75 soft. I'm not going to go hard yet. I'm going to do 75 soft first to, like, get me back into a consistency. So I know your face. You're like, what is 75
I'm confused
soft?
As hell.
So 75 soft is basically like a slower version of not slower version, but an easier version of 75 hard. So here are the rules. You're still going to eat well, and you're only going to drink alcohol during social occasions. Whether in 75 hard, you were supposed to follow a diet, no cheat meals, and no alcohol. I am sober, so I do not drink any alcohol. But here, basically in 75 hard, is like you don't have to follow a strict diet. Nomás con que comas saludable. Mm-hmm. Instead of in 75 hard, you would have to drink a full gallon of water. 75 soft, you only have to drink like 3 liters of water, which is like 0.8 liters less. 75 soft, you only need 45 minutes of exercise per day, and you get one active recovery rest day. Whether in 75 hard, every single day you have to have two 45-minute exercises.
Jeez.
Yeah. And one has to be outside. For 75 hard, you have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book, and which basically means like a self-help book. Algo que sea de verdad. And then 75 soft, you can read 10 pages of any book of your liking. So like it could be like, I don't know, freaking Harry Potter or like, whatever you want. 75 soft, you do not need to take a progress picture every day. You can start one per week, or one al principio que lo haces, and then on the 75th day. And for 75 hard, it's a picture every day.
Damn.
So it's not like too much, but at the exact same time, it's not like no,
It's a lot to just have constantly on your mind. Like, okay, I have to take a picture. I have to drink my water. It's just like a constant reminder.
I have to do 2 workouts, and how am I gonna do 2 45-minute workouts when I'm working all a 9-hour shift in the morning, and then all night, all afternoon and night at my mom's.
You get out at 8,
and then I have to clean. Sometimes I'm getting out at 9:30.
Yeah.
And even later, and it just frustrates me because then I have to come here, I have to do closing. I have to do all the paperwork, de cuánto dinero se hizo and everything, Sometimes I have to do inventory, order the stuff again, So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, right now I'm taking this sabbatical. I mean, it's not really a sabbatical, but it's I guess a mental sabbatical not a mental sabbatical, but a physical sabbatical for me. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that for now. I'm gonna start that in February once my mom gets back, and I'm gonna try to journal every day too and see how that goes. But yeah, and then the second date that I have in mind is sometime in June. What did I say? I think it's June 17th. Yeah, June 17th. My mom, she won a trip to a cruise. And so she told me, she's like, hey, do you want to go to the cruise with us? And I was like, dang, that means I have to pay for it. Because, I'm not free. Her and my dad are free. So I ended up telling her, I can tell when my mom really wants me to go. And my mom no sabe inglés, mi mamá sabe algo de inglés, pero not really. So, in her face, I could tell, please come with us, because, if I have to talk English, if I have to speak English, or if I have to, understand someone in English, I'm not going to, And my mom's, the kind of person, I don't want to get lost and not get on the ship at the Bahamas and get stranded in the Bahamas,
How much is it? Isn't it $2,000?
I don't know. It's pricey though.
Yeah.
Pero she told me, she was like, yeah, it's gonna be pricey. So I was like, okay.
I wish I could go, but Texas.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year's 2024 taxes are actually pretty good, because if they are, I can finally pay the last of my school debt and then just save the rest of the money.
Yeah, but that's my plan. As soon as she comes, do 75 soft. Focus a little bit more on me, come home after work and spend some time with my cats, because I feel like that's affecting them too. I feel like they're super stressed out porque nadie juega con ellas, and every single day I would come home and I would play with them, and right now they're probably what the hell, my owner's MIA, and then I feel like they're also resenting my mom not being here. Because my mom would watch novelas with them, or just talk to them while she's cooking and stuff like that. And my dad doesn't do any of that. My dad just stays
shoos them away.
And my dad's like, vete pa allá, or he listens to religious music and mass on our Samsung fridge. So I don't know if you guys have seen those fridges that have the TV screens on them. So, we have that fridge, and he's the only person that uses it. He goes on YouTube, and he goes in and busca misas religiosas. And he follows this padre. I think his name is, Padre Arturo. I don't know, it's from some pueblo in Michoacan. And this guy uploads every single misa, every single day. And every single day, my dad watches the misa from the day before.
You know what's
And
really funny? He's starting to listen to those like questionnaires, like quizzes about the United States and all that.
uh-huh.
But he has it outdated by 4 years. He's listening to the ones of Obama and Joe Biden.
Oh yeah,
It's
I did see that. He has a notebook where he writes down questions, and he's writing down questions, and like one of the questions was like based off like Obama, and I was like, what? And I literally was I took a picture and I sent it to my brother because my brother, I don't know why he's like a super Obama fan. No idea why, but I sent it to my brother and I was like, what is Dad doing when we're not here? But yeah, I mean, it's just my dad's attempt to like try to learn English and try to learn, poquito más because he's just home all day. The poor man is like super bored. So not only do the cats resent, my mom not being here, but I feel like all of us, like I'm tired. I'm over it. Like I can't do two different shifts. I'm tired. That's all I can say. But yeah, I think February is going to be good. And then oh yeah, I'm just trying to see. Oh, I have a concert here in February. My mom is a huge Caifanes fan. Um they're like a Mexican rock band. And I listened to some of their songs. I'm not saying that I'm like, as big of a fan as she is. Pero for Christmas, I gifted her Caifanes tickets. So I'm gonna do something special for my mom that day. It falls on Valentine's Day weekend though, so it's going to be on Saturday, the 15th. It's at a casino. So this is my plan. My plan is that my mom's gonna close the store early, and we're gonna come and get ready, and then we're gonna leave. We're gonna have dinner at the casino, and then we're gonna walk around, play some of the, like the machines. I'm gonna show her basically how to gamble because my mom has never been to a casino.
really.
Yeah, my mom has never been to a casino. I literally found out like before I bought the tickets. So she has no idea like that it's at a casino. She just
Uh-huh.
knows that it's,
Near the casino.
nearby. Because she was like, "No está en Chicago," and I said, "No, it's not in Chicago." I was like, "We have to drive, the other way." So yeah, it's at a casino. I'm gonna take her first out to eat at like a fancy restaurant and stuff like that. And then after we eat, pues quiero llevarla gambling. And then the concert doesn't start till like 10 p.m.
That's not bad.
So I'm gonna take her, and then we'll go to the concert, and then it's only like a 35-minute drive back to our house. And then I'll just drive back. So it should not be bad at all. And that's my little plan for my mom. She has no idea, about anything I have planned for her other than that she's gonna go see Caifanes, just so she didn't make any plans or like, she dresses appropriately and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all my plan. And then my brother's birthday is February 12th. We're going to do, something little for him and then go out to eat on the 16th. Other than that, that's all my plans for this month. I'm just trying to focus on me this month.
Yeah.
February.
February is gonna have to be our working ourselves month, recovery of January month, and then hopefully March and after we already got some of our plans like at least pushed forward and started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's generally most of our plans. It's all about either money or time. So it'll be a couple minutes before some big events happen.
Yeah, yo me tengo que ponerme las pilas because Sueños is 4 months away. That's all I.
Damn.
That's all I know. Is
How many pounds are you trying to lose?
Sueño. By Sueños, I'm just trying to lose like maybe unas 20 libras.
You got it.
I know. I know I got it porque he
sí.
podido. Pero yeah, I just really, really hope que para ese tiempo que llegue, pues que se pueda. Porque I mean, not gonna lie, like desde que se fue mi mamá, he subido 4 libras, which like it haunts me because I'm like, oh my god, no. And then I checked my muscle mass, and my muscle mass went down, and I was like, no, this isn't supposed to happen. But
yeah, honestly, I am so tired of constantly eating and not being able to go into the gym. Like I said, it's money. It's not even like my job because nosotros cerramos like latest 10:30. If we get out later, it's because we're cleaning more. But there's a gym that's 24 hours, not even like 15 minutes from my job, and I could literally go over there. It's just I don't get the membership right now. But I do be hitting that timesheet hard as hell. Esta última semana, I got 81 hours.
Or you could even go in the mornings because
I could go in the mornings as well.
Mornings,
But you know how sometimes, like today, I enter at 11. It's 10:19. Sometimes I open and close. Sometimes I be hitting those 12 hours a day. So yeah, even then I could go in the morning, like do a little like core workouts and stuff, and then in the afternoon do my sweaty workouts like cardio and all that. Y luego a bañarme esa misma noche, and then just get ready for the next day and stuff. But again, it's all about money. I gotta pay some stuff off first, and then I'm gonna go back to it. Yeah, so I think that's everything for today, no?
Yeah, I think it is. But either way, todos quédense seguros and stay with a positive mindset because like that's a big thing too with everything que estamos pasando. I just hope that all of you guys know your rights, your amendments. You guys can all go on. We're gonna share it on our Instagram and TikTok and everything. We're gonna share, your rights and everything, so everyone knows their rights. Um, we'll share it for the next couple of days because I know this podcast won't come out until like Wednesday. Um, but yeah, I just want everyone to feel safe and educate your elders on everything. If you have kids, educate your kids on it. I know it's scary, pero tenemos que decirles, especially now that ICE is trying to go into elementary schools.
Yeah.
Everyone, vivimos en unos tiempos ahorita bien espantosos, pero pues tenemos que seguir adelante, no hay de otra.
Yeah, if you have teenagers or kids that you know are almost to the age where they can get ID, get them as soon as possible. Like, ganen sus identificaciones, anything like small that they could get recognized with will be alright, as long as people around them know that they are secure and they are documented and all that. And even if they aren't, know your fucking rights. Know what you are able to say, able to do, and able to prevent for your own privacy. Because no estamos solos. We all are of Hispanic, Latin heritage, or wherever you are from the country. Even then, we know people, we have friends, family members who are all going through different things, and este es uno de los tiempos donde tenemos que estar todos unidos, aunque no nos hablemos like family wise and stuff. Todos tenemos que estar unidos y todos tenemos que bacharle a ver qué pasa.
Yeah, because remember, ningún ser humano es ilegal. Y ahí es donde it frustrates me porque este país fue hecho de inmigrantes, por inmigrantes. Mm-hmm. And that's what pisses me off, pero bueno.
Desde el principio.
Yeah.
Pero sí, todos asegúrense, échenle ganas, sean positivos, mírenlo de un lado más brillante y no piensen que nomás porque estas cosas están pasando vamos a perder. Todos tenemos chance de seguir adelante y hacer la vida mejor.
Yeah.
Bueno, y con eso pues cerramos el episodio de hoy. Closing the episode for today. Hope everyone has a good day. Stay safe. Remember, talk to the family. Check us out on social media. Te Café and Chisme, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. This will be uploaded Wednesday, you said?
Around Wednesday.
Around Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday. Most likely late Tuesday, but we're here for it.
Okay, well, everybody be safe and love you guys. Bye.
Bye.